Hello, Marty Duda here at the 13th floor, and I'm at Austin City Limits with Justin Osborne from Susto.
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 Yeah.
Susto. And give me an example. Where's the name come from?
Susto is a Spanish word. It kind of means colloquially to take a fright, to be frightened, or just fear. Kind of also can translate as panic attack.
Right.
There's a folk illness in Latin America that they refer to as susto, and it means when something traumatic happens to you and your soul gets separated from your body.
And how does that relate to what you guys do?
Also, our first record, before it was a band, before it was an album, it was this project that I was working on in the studio with our producer and with Johnny Delaware, who's one of the guitar players in our band. And I knew this term susto because I was studying Latin American culture in school, and I felt like there was this kind of air of panic and kind of like trying to find yourself that kind of the name seemed to fit. So we named the project that, which turned into the name of the record, which we took as the name of the band. So it's a self-titled record, but really it's a record-titled band, I guess.
Alrighty. Now you guys are from Charleston, South Carolina?
That's right, Charleston, South Carolina.
Which, of course, right now, as we're speaking, there's a hurricane.
There's a big bad hurricane headed our way. Yeah,
we're been in touch with folks at home.
Yeah, there's a mandatory evacuation, so everybody that we know is out and safe, or either is hunkered down in town and is safe with supplies. And we even brought a couple people. We were actually in Charleston for 2 days. And the last day we were there is the day that they made the mandatory evacuation. So we even took some people with us and brought them to the festival. So
nice one.
Yeah.
And did you play in Dallas yesterday?
We played in Dallas last night. We played in Tupelo, Mississippi, the birthplace of Elvis Presley, the night before that. So it's been a bit of a quick trip out here. It's some long drives, but we're happy to be here now. We have the next 2 days off to enjoy the festival.
You like being on the road?
Oh yeah, well you kind of have to, it's a huge part of the job. But yeah, I do. I love to travel, and we have our band is a really unique and kind of eclectic group of people, and I feel like we complement each other well on the road. We travel well, we get along well. We're like a family,
Right.
And so yeah, it's fun. We've been on the road the better part of the last year, so it's been a lot of time on the road, and you kind of learn to enjoy it and get in your rhythm.
And now it's interesting, the sound of the band. I was introduced to you guys by the video for Chillin' on the Beach with my best friend, Jesus Christ. But when I saw you just now, a few hours ago, that didn't really indicate what I was in for live.
Right. There was a lot of press behind that song and video just because of the nature of it.
Yeah.
But it was kind of a thing, like, we have a new record coming out, and creating the new record, some songs come out that aren't going to fit. But we had this song, Chillin' on the Beach with my best friend Jesus Christ, that came out, and we're like, this is too fun, and there's too much of a great music video opportunity to not put it out in some fashion. So as kind of like a between from our first record and our record that's going to come out next year, we decided to put out this just for fun single this summer, along with a video, and we even printed picture disc 7-inch vinyl with some extra bonus tracks and stuff on it. So yeah, it's like that. That's definitely an extreme side of Susto. It's just fun, kind of like religious, like you don't know how to feel about it kind of experience. But
have you gotten any kind of kickback from it? Because
oh yeah. A lot of people. None of us are religious in the Judeo-Christian sense, but I grew up that way. Some of the other people in the band did, and so it's something that we're like close to culturally.
Right.
And so we tried to write a song that people who maybe grew up that way but don't practice now or have kind of left their religion could appreciate, and also one that towed a line enough to where it wouldn't be offensive to people who are open-minded and also are people of faith or whatever.
Right.
But there's definitely gonna be your hardliners. When you talk about chilling on the beach with your best friend Jesus Christ, drinking Bud Light, some people think it's great. Some people love Bud Light and Jesus, and some people love Jesus and are not fans of Bud Light. So, for the most part, though, it was well received. It's a little tongue in cheek, but we tried not to be too offensive or really alienate anybody. We wanted to be a song that people of all kind of mindsets could enjoy.
But on a more serious note, when I was listening to you earlier today, you were singing a song where you stated, "I'm a Southern man, but I'm an atheist, but I'm a cosmic cowboy."
Yeah.
So that sounds more actually?
Well, that's more. I mean, that, like I said, chilling on the beach with my best friend Jesus Christ was for fun. Like, our records are much more self-reflective and confessional.
And they seem more intense.
Yeah,
The songs
I mean, that's why the song "Chillin'" couldn't have been on the record. Because it's like, because we don't want to take away from the gravity of what we're actually saying. Because, you know, growing up in the southern United States in a very religious area, and also being a person who has tattoos and a person who is like kind of counter to the majority culture.
Right.
You know, it's kind of like this anthem of like, it's okay to be different and to like and to separate and change the way you live, you know?
Yeah, I assume that a good portion of your songs comes from your experience of living in and around Charleston.
Yeah, I mean, and also just seeing the world as a human being, a 20-something-year-old person. You know, and we travel a lot, so it's like, you know, we see all these different, all the similarities in the world, all these, or at least in, you know, the U.S. or in Europe where we've been, you know, like, and it's, I mean, all our songs are coming from an authentic place lyrically and are about true experience. Some of that has to do directly with growing up in the rural South and then moving to a liberal hub in the South where we live now in Charleston.
Right.
And some of it's more broad, just about being a human being and walking the earth, you know?
And do you get much reaction from people who will come and see you and react to some of these songs? Is it different in different parts of the United States?
The best thing about, I mean, we have people who react like very positively everywhere we go.
Right.
And the best thing about this whole project is like whenever we first started recording Susto and now when we record Susto, like we try to just be honest. We didn't really think about what people might respond to. That's why I was telling you it was a project. We weren't thinking we would be able to make it a band and tour on it, but people have really connected to a lot of the just, I think really just the openness and the willingness to talk about things.
Right.
And, you know, we find people coming out of the woodwork everywhere we go that may have nothing like geographically or culturally in common with us or all of us or one of us, but they, you know, they find connection in just the experience of like the basic humanity of it, you know, worrying about things, you know, rejoicing in things.
And musically, do you see yourself as kind of part of the lineage that goes back to the southern rock stuff of the 70s, Leonard Skinner?
I don't really particularly. I mean, like, I definitely, like, I mean, even growing up in the South, my parents weren't really into southern rock. I mean, CCR gets lumped in, but they're a California band, you know?
Right.
My dad was really into CCR and Jim Croce and Janis Joplin, and my mom was into beach music, you know, and you know, I don't think that we are very much like a southern rock band. I mean, we were like I will say like maybe like an exploratory rock and roll band from the South.
Right.
But we don't really rely heavily on a lot of the traditional southern rock like icons. It's not really just been a huge influence on any of us, I don't think.
Right.
Our influence are broad, and definitely I have an appreciation for that, but I don't know. It's like there's a southern perspective, but I wouldn't say it's very much lended from southern rock. I think it's more from southern literature, really.
Southern literature?
Yeah.
Like who?
Like
Faulkner?
people like Faulkner and Flannery O'Connor, and as far back as Mark Twain, if you want to consider him a southern author, and then and even people like Larry Brown and more recent people. But it's not strictly that. There's also like American literature in general has been a huge influence on me as a lyricist.
Right.
And there's a lot of confessionalism and also just some kind of playfulness a lot of times, and some, you know, like a willingness to explore the dark.
Right.
And that's something that we embrace.
So the new album is "And I'm Fine Today" is what it's called?
Excuse me. Yeah, it's called "And I'm Fine Today." Ampersand, I'm fine today.
And why that?
Well, so it's taken from, there's a track on our album called Ja Works.
Okay.
And the chorus is Ja Works and I'm fine today. And that, I mean, basically what that means to us is like, you know, there's things are burning down all around you, but
right.
for the time being, like, I'm alive, I'm breathing, the universe has provided, and I'm fine today. And the first record, like I mentioned, is very much about like experiencing this kind of like ongoing panic about life and not understanding where you're gonna go next.
Right.
And just being very confused and lost. And I feel like the second record, we kind of found like from the first record, we had a lack of direction,
right.
and that's evident in the record. But oddly enough, that record provided us with direction,
gotcha.
because it allowed us to be a band, get on the road and tour and like realize our dreams really. And so in the second one, there's still some heavy situations that are just personal, confessional things, but it's very much more of an air of like, you know, I'm comfortable with my place in the universe. Like, I know where I belong, at least for now, and it's more of the concerned eye turns more from yourself out towards the people around you and the planet we live on, and just humanity in general. So.
Cool. Well, I'm looking forward to the album will be out in January. Hopefully, you guys can get down to our part of the world. New Zealand. It'll be great
it's definitely on the list. We can't wait to get down there. We're not even waiting for people to ask us. We're gonna actively be asking people to bring us down. We can't wait.
There'll be someplace to play. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for having me, Marty.
Sure.